What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. I said that I was going to make at the beginning of this month kind of a what I'm doing in order to get back on track with my Japanese. Not that it's necessarily terribly off track, but trying to find, get past the burnout. And I'm actually feeling really, really good since the last video that I made. I've been working with some stuff since that video, and I think I've found a routine that I've been doing for about 5 days now. And it's bringing back joy, and I'm kind of past that burnout stage, hopefully, and everything seems to be going well so far. And basically what I'm doing is just not spreading myself thin. I am using LingQ every day now to do some reading. And reading is something, as you know, that I've always struggled with. However, recently, I don't know what happened. Something clicked in my head, and I've been reading a lot in English lately, which is really weird. And I thought, if I can build this habit in English, maybe it can carry over to Japanese. And it's working pretty well so far. I randomly decided to get into the Percy Jackson. I love series of books. So I got into the Percy Jackson series. I read the first book. I'm about a third of the way through the second book. I'm reading another book that a coworker of mine actually wrote. And then I've also read some Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. And I've just been reading a couple of things like that. And it has actually helped me with getting into the idea of reading. And it's something that I spend, honestly, a decent amount of time on every day reading. I usually go to sleep reading and stuff like that. And it feels really, really good. So I use LingQ every day. I'm going through the mini stories right now, and I have imported some stuff. Now, another thing, one of the other things I'm doing, speaking of importing, is I am using JapanesePod101.com. I've always kind of been against those sites, but after kind of researching a little bit of how to go through them and kind of how they can really actually benefit you, I decided to give it another shot, and I'm really enjoying it. And I'm going through the Japanese. So there's absolute beginner, then there's beginner, and then there's intermediate. I'm going through the beginner phase because I'm not absolute beginner, and I've listened to about 25 lessons in that, and it's all just rehash material, which I'm perfectly fine with. Some of it's a good refresher. And then in the absolute beginner stage, I'm about 5 lessons into it. And so far, all the dialogues, because each episode has a dialogue, there has been a new word introduced, at least one word that I haven't had exposure to. And so what I'm doing is I'm taking the audio from Japanese Pod 101 and the text from the dialogue and just importing I'm not importing the 10-minute lesson. I'm literally just importing the Japanese spoken portion of it, and I'm using that to study on LingQ. Also, from where that goes into a playlist, once I finish it, I'm then using that for my passive listening, which I don't do a lot of as much anymore. But when I do passive listening, if I'm at work and I want to play something that's not on YouTube, a lot of times I will play, or not a lot of times, but I will play a little bit of LingQ. That way, the audio that I'm hearing is comprehensible, and so I can maybe pick up stuff throughout the day. And so far, that's working really, really well. I don't honestly plan on stopping. I'm immersing for between 45 minutes. Today I had 44 minutes, but like 44 minutes, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. But I've kind of flipped it to where I'm more so into like a study mode in order to get new words in front of me. Like, for example, on LingQ, the past 2 days, I've introduced myself to 40 words, over 40 words that I had not seen before. And so this is getting more just raw Japanese into my brain, and I'm going through it, and then I'm, of course, reviewing the lessons. And I've, honestly learned some of these. I've turned some of these words on LingQ from unknown to known just over the course of a couple of days. So that is working really, really well. So I'm just going to keep this momentum going right now, because right now there is no burnout. Oh, and I've also done a couple of Pimsleur lessons as well. I'm kind of on the fence about Pimsleur right now. I really like Pimsleur, but I really, really like the Japanese pod series, and I'm honestly thinking about dropping Pimsleur and just doing more Japanese Pod 101, or honestly review some of the Japanese pod lessons that I've done, maybe something that I'm having trouble with or whatever, go back and just refresh a lesson. And it's a lot easier to kind of digest, so to speak, because the Japanese Pod 101 video or episodes, they're 10 minutes instead of the 30 plus minutes of a Pimsleur. So it's a lot easier to get in when you get a chance. I don't like breaking Pimsleur up. I don't like to do 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 10 minutes afterwards. It's just not something I like. So I do struggle with Pimsleur from time to time. But the Japanese Pod series so far has been really, really good. I mean, we're a weekend, so I'll update you guys throughout the month, obviously, as to how it goes. But for the first little bit here, it has been incredible. My desire to learn Japanese, which my desire never necessarily wavered as much as you kind of go through these little mental hurdles and ups and downs. But, I mean, I guess it did a little bit. But, yeah, I feel, honestly, back to where I was. I'm making myself happy, and that is really all that matters. There's a couple of things that come up, like today, for example, there's a Japanese structure of using yori for like comparison, and so there was a sentence that was like, kare no tomodachi wa Italia ryori yori tai ryori ga suki desu. That was butchered, I know, but I'm just trying to give you an example here. But basically, it's like he likes Thai food more than he likes Italian food. But the yori thing, the yori yori, which comes after ryori, probably a bad example because it's like a tongue twister there, but it's something that I've struggled with, just that grammatical pattern, and just taking this kind of week of just really kind of finding myself what I'm doing, not necessarily going overboard, just doing enough just to kind of dabble in the language every day, but just give myself a little bit of a break. And I've come back, and now I feel like I'm better than ever. I'm picking up grammar patterns that I didn't realize, or I was having trouble with, and now I just kind of know. Like, it's like my brain just needed just a touch of a break, and that right there in itself motivates me, and I feel like I'm good to go. So yeah, that is pretty much the plan through November. Continue with Link. I don't have a goal for reading or anything. I'm not going to set any kind of crazy goal. I don't have a goal for Japanese pod lessons. I don't have a goal for immersion. I don't have a goal for any of that stuff. It's just do what makes me happy at the moment. Try to spend as much time as I can without hitting a burnout phase, and just go for that way. And as of right now, it is working absolutely fantastically. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys that update. If you have any questions, let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I think that's about it. I always stumble at the end of these videos. I need to figure out like some kind of way to end these videos without being awkward. But yeah, that is the goal as of right now. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video.